If you're travelling to Europe soon, you may have seen reports of long queues at passport control, and in some cases, travellers waiting 3 to 4 hours to enter the EU. And the delays are being linked to the European Union's rollout of the new entry-exit system, also known as EES. So here's what's actually happening and realistically what it means for your next trip. As we all know by now, the EES system is a new digital system that records when you enter and leave the Schengen area, your passport details, and biometric data such as facial image and fingerprints. And EES applies to non-EU travellers, including visitors from the UK and the US and other visa-free countries. So why do we have these delays? Well, the main reason for the delays is first-time registration of travellers into the EU. When travellers use EES system for the first time, the process is as follows. So you scan the passport, you capture the biometric data, which then creates a new digital record on the system. Currently, that process takes significantly longer than a traditional passport stamp. At the moment, borders are running manual checks alongside the digital system, which further adds time per passenger. On top of that, staff are still adjusting to the new procedure, and in some cases, there aren't enough staff deployed in the first place. And this is especially the case at the moment in the Canary Islands. We have instances where not all machines are working at the same time. The system is essentially being tested in a live environment, and processing speeds vary from airport to airport. And this combination is what is creating the longer queues, particularly during busy arrival periods. And reports of delays are mainly coming from external Schengen borders, including major international airports. Now, not every airport is going to be affected in the same way, and not every traveller is going to be experiencing these long waits. But where there are large numbers of passengers all registering for EES at the same time, queues can build quickly, of course. And these reports reflect early rollout conditions rather than the final state of the system itself. So for travellers, the key thing to understand is this. First-time EES users are more likely to experience delays. Repeat travellers, in theory, should generally move faster once they're already registered. And wait times will vary depending on airport, staffing numbers, and of course arrival volumes too. Importantly, these delays are not caused by errors or refusals. They're a result of the additional processing steps in the first place. Now at the moment, unfortunately, not every passenger is being registered, and this is ramping up slowly as the system beds in. And what this means is by the time we get to peak travel periods into spring and summer, it could get worse before it gets better. But over time, as travellers are registered and procedures become more routine, the processing should become much quicker. Now, it's also important to clarify how this affects people who live in the EU but are not actually EU citizens. If you hold an EU or Schengen residence permit, you are still included in the EES for border entry and exit tracking, but EES does not replace your residency rights. But you'll still need your passport and your residence card. And biometric checks may still be carried out even though you have the right to live in the EU, even though initially it sounded like EU residents were not going to be included in the system at all. And if you're travelling while EES is still being rolled out, just allow extra time at border control, have your passport ready, be prepared for biometric checks, and expect different experiences at different airports. And it isn't about avoiding travelling, it's about setting realistic expectations during a system change. And this really is a major shift in how borders operate. And longer queues during early rollout are not, of course, unexpected. And there is an extra layer of complexity at the moment in regard to having to register initially and then still have your passport stamped. And for most travellers, EES is intended to make future travel more efficient, not more difficult. Spring and summer could be challenging in 2026, but thereafter, the system should make it significantly better to navigate. Now, if you travel internationally and want updates like this in the future, please do consider liking and subscribing to the channel. And if by chance you want to check out how my day one experience of EES went, the day that the system was actually rolled out in Geneva, you can check it out here. And that is across on my other channel, my travel vlog channel, Travelly Man. You may want to consider subscribing to that one as well. But with that, I'll leave it with you. Thank you very much for watching. Catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.